Okay. Minute Man.
Hey, what's y'all record short time?
45 seconds.
My virginity loss.
What was it?
It was a few pumps. He was on top, and I immediately was like, I was out of here immediately.
Less than a minute.
I tried to play it off. We can't be doing this. I was done.
Less than a minute.
I felt like it was less than a minute, but I don't know. You ever try to, we can't be doing this. I had no reason to say we can't be doing this.
Tone went to Gil. Listen, we should.
Oh, we be better than this. You know what I'm saying?
Tone, but at that point, you had already did this.
I was already complete. I was thinking about snacks, man.
You knew you were done?
He said we shouldn't do this. We don't need to be doing this.
Tony, she said you were done? She knew you were done?
No. Well, she knew eventually because, she got pregnant. But that's a whole other part of the conversation. We focus on the pumps. Huh?
That was when you lost your virginity? You got pregnant on the 3 seconds?
Yes, my virginity loss was disastrous.
Are you serious?
What?
It took? Your first time took?
She took your virginity. She took yours.
I thought that was just a really good joke.
She definitely took mine, man. She was advanced.
She got on there and threw it back. Tony was like, ugh. Yo, you remember Home Alone 2 when he got electrocuted?
I never got a chance to get revenge either, so I'm eternally
revenge.
Ooh, don't you hate that?
I hate it.
Walking out there with your whole story, and she's telling that at parties to this day.
Yes.
You didn't get to re-up?
No re-ups, bro.
As men, you hate that. You gotta revenge it.
Man.
And it was the
first to Tony and then just moved away. He's like, hey, nah, man. I live in South Carolina now. You'll never see me again. You just gotta live.
Look at the fade out.
45 seconds, man. I'll never forget. 45. And it was all good. Everything was fine until she began speaking Spanish, and I didn't know that she was Latin. That's all it took. I heard those first couple of words, and
she said "taquito," and you said,
Rio was like,
that right leg extended, boy. That was it for the kid, bro. Out cold. She got it.
And all she said was El Clio.
To this day, bro. I don't know what I could say.
Boy, this is Clio.
He said, welcome to Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami. She was just sitting there.
Oh,
man. Do you like Pitbull? Dale.
Oh, man. Mine is kind of like Tony's. I lied my way out of it. It was.
We don't need to be doing this.
No, mine was even worse because she had traditional parents. She was from I don't know, she was Vietnamese or something. I forget. Bangladesh. She was from Bangladesh. What's the country that from people of Bangladesh? Bangla.
Bangla.
She was Bangladesh. So her parents not having a nigga in the house. So I finished immediately and I just pretended like I heard something. I was like, you heard the door? And she freaked out and ran. She was like, hide in the closet. And I was just in the closet trying on hats and shit. I wasn't scared at all. There was nobody there. But she was
casual in there.
4 minutes later, she came back in. She was like, I don't see him, but you should get out of here. I was like, yeah, for sure.
I got out of here 5 minutes ago.
That's perfect, man, because she never knew. I got away unscathed. His reputation is intact.
Yeah.
Man said he
lucky for him. Mine was not.
That's when I found out that fedoras don't work on me too. She had 2 fedoras, and I'll never forget. One was brown, and I was like, no,
this isn't me.
She was freaking around, running to the back, checking all the doors. I was just like, no.
He was in a literal panic, and you was in there having a good time.
Man, you are a villain, bro.
Man, her parents was going to disown her in her mind. And Pat is up there. I don't like the brim on this hat. I'm hungry. Y'all want some snacks? He was talking to the hats.
Like the brim of this.
Oh man.
Oh.
Smooth escape.
In that closet was like, oh, fedoras. I always wanted to see how these look on me.
Will, you up, man?
Man, exactly 1 minute. I'll never forget it. The worst. You know them little clocks they got on the dresser?
You looked at the
Never
clock?
forget it. 1 a.m. Went in, looked at it, and as soon as I finished, it struck 101.
Damn.
Did you have the championship belt on, though?
I know. I didn't know. I didn't walk out there. And she told her sister.
Oh.
They live together. Yeah.
He has
She
a
told her that night? She told her that night or later?
Yeah. Like when we had finished, I went to the bathroom. She walked out to go get some water, and her sister was outside. She was like, y'all done already? She was like,
Oh. The witnesses. Oh, come on.
Y'all done already? He's done.
The witnesses?
Oh.
That means she saw them walk in the room. So it was like it was like that Simpsons meme where the dude walks in and then walks immediately.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. They was looking at Will leave in the window.
This is Will.
Right back out.
like, all right, y'all.
Man,
Gone. Oh,
the
man.
witnesses hurts, man.
Witnesses hurt the most, bro.
Nah,
Hey
fuck.
Kev, while you did that, did you realize that you picked the hat up instead of put it down first? So you went down, you went an extra circle.
He did the full act out wrong.
Literally, I was literally like, I think he came in with the hat on, then put it down, then picked it up. But I did it
I
backwards.
saw you realize this is one circle too many.
That's
Bless
what I
your
think
heart,
when I had too many donuts. This is one circle too many.
Kev, you up, man?
I hate to tell it to you guys. This is most of the times. This is pretty much all of the time.
I think it said yesterday.
Literally, like I've been married for a long time. There's just nothing. There's nothing to hide anymore. There's no like. She's like already. I'm like I've been having stress. You know, it's a whole bunch. It's cool. I don't know. We have shows coming up. We got a lot on my mind. I needed this.
Like, look, we tried. Okay, we tried.
It's your fault. You got all that. What you want me to do? You slow down or something. This is you doing all the extra speeds and twists.
Do you have a record short time though?
Probably my honeymoon, it had been a long time. It had been years. I was just kind of like
Kev still had his dress shoes on from the wedding ceremony. He had the shiny hard bottoms on. Like, I gotta take the shoes off. I forgot, but he already came.
the first one was like,
I always wondered that with
Toy Story. When Annie's mom turned the lights on, I was wondering.
Wait, honeymoon.
Woody would always lay down.
Woody always land like a crime, like he was in a crime scene.
Yeah, because his leg would always be twisted up.
Who else felt funny in that? Because I only remember Woody too.
Woody was doing the most dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
He was really pushing the envelope of creativity.
There was no actual like contortion to his bump, so he would just boom flop.
Man, every time.
Yeah.
Because Buzz, he didn't have that much mobility if you look at him from a toy standpoint.
He didn't have no joints.
But Woody was all flim.
Hey,
Everybody fell that sideway like this. They just
Man, Woody had Patrick wrists.
I meant weak wrists for a pianist.
No. You just got weak wrists for a man. Back goes to the mailbox. He's just like, I can't take
Shut up.
letters.
Patrick better not ever meet Elton John. He gonna shake his hand. God damn, you got some weak wrists, man. Let me show you what it is on this piano.
I did sprain my wrist in a fight. I punched the nigga and sprained my wrist.
Trying to make an omelet. He's just like,
Shut up.
Oh, man.
Man.
Oh man.
I forgot what I was about to ask. Damn it. That roast took me out. I forgot.
It was
Oh
something.
wait, that's what I was gonna ask. Honeymoons. Because if your honeymoon sex is trash, what does that mean?
It means nothing. It means you should just be happy because love is more important.
So your sex is trash.
If that was the first time y'all ever done it, that's mad disappointing for the girl.
Nah,
man, this is what I'm in for. But then when you had to repeat it, but you guaranteed a re-up though.
absolutely.
You guaranteed that revenge.
You're there for the weekend. You're
Right.
like, oh, man,
You got plenty of time to redeem yourself.
That's like when you walk on the court, your first shot is like, I'm a little rusty. You know, it hit the backboard, no net. You're like, come on, man, let me get warm. I'm gonna be in there.
I would much rather have a 2-pump honeymoon than a 2-pump one-night stand.
Oh, 2-pump one night.
Yeah.
Story for life. There's a girl out there that's gonna see Tony Baker in his first movie on Billboard. Like, Tony lasted 3 pumps.
Damn.
I feel the same way for me.
Tony Baker is done with the black version. She was like, that man got 3 pumps. He can't make no movie.
No matter what.
I feel the same way. I'm gonna be on the billboard. That chick and her sister gonna be looking. That's that right there.
Look at he got the championship belt. Oh
You
boy,
ain't gonna be able to sleep at night. You're gonna be at the premiere like, I know she's somewhere out there in America.
Yeah. I'm gonna always be thinking that she watching me on Ellen, right?
man.
As soon as you blow up, she's gonna write a book like Superhead. It's gonna be called
one chapter though.
It's gonna be called 2-Pump Tony. 2-Pump Tony.
I'm gonna read it too. I'm gonna be like, yep, that's what happened, guys.
Word for word, bar for
This is
bar.
accurate.
Word for word.
That's hilarious. No, I just looked up a photo of Tony, like not Tony, Andy's toys, like falling over. And low key, Buzz did shit on all those other toys. This nigga's toys were trash.
Yeah.
He had stuff that you can't even play with together, like a cowboy, a dinosaur, a sheep, a shepherd,
a piggy bank.
Yeah, what was
his toys didn't match his age either.
Dog, the Slinky Dog,
Yep.
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
He was all over the place, man. He had a car.
The best toys Andy had was Buzz and that remote control car.
That was the best
All
one.
he had.
That's all he had.
He had the Bo Peep too. He was like, Bo Peep, man. I don't know. He didn't have no sister at that point. How did he get Bo Peep?
But the
Bo
thing
Peep
is,
wasn't even a toy. Bo Peep was a lamp.
Bo Peep was originally.
He was an
attached to the
accessory.
lamp.
Oh,
She
she
was
sure
touching the
was.
lamp. She didn't
Wasn't even a
come
toy.
down. And then later on in the film, she out here having Laura Croft adventures in the middle.
Rambo. In the last Toy Story, she been through some things. She
Oh
was,
man, she was
Bad
cute.
oh,
Man.
wait, Bo Peep was a lamp?
Bo Peep
Yeah, she was a lamp. She was a lamp accessory.
Oh wow! And
In
Will
the
made
Toy
a
Story 4, she out here with the hands.
yeah,
she
she
can
been
fight?
through a lot. She was in the Badlands. She
She done lost the arm. They done wrapped it back up. She like, I'm good. I'm good.
She's
Damn.
changed.
Yeah.
what's it called? That's true though. Will Andy's
back in their little town they were from.
Andy's toys did not match his age
They
at
didn't.
all. He had like that is true though. He had like the little army ones. He had a piggy bank, and I remember he had the little microphone thing. What is it called? Like the little speaking.
The karaoke thing, talking to the Fisher Price one.
He had like 6-year-old toys. He was like a whole middle schooler, wasn't he?
Nah,
Well, eventually he got that old, but when he first started, he was elementary school in the beginning.
first started.
He was at least enough for action figures.
Definitely. He should have had more
But
action.
the Army men, they're trash for playing.
They've always been trash to me, man.
I never got it.
Unless you playing a board game, that's the only time the Army men was.
Well, the
dope.
cool ones are the ones with parachutes. that
Yeah,
you
I was just
throw
gonna
off.
say the parachute was fire.
Those were dope.
Now you're talking.
So they got stuck in the tree.
Yeah.
Or until it got a hole
Every
in it.
time they got stuck.
That parachute was made out of Kleenex though. You had 3 throws and then that thing never worked again.
That was it.
Parachute was trash.
It's
man.
funny how many bad toys there were. There were so many toys, and I'm just like, as an adult, I'm like, who made this?
G.I. Joe was cream of the crop for me. I love G.I. Joe action figures.
Oh, that was the best. I didn't know G.I. Joe used to be big until I watched that toy documentary on Netflix.
They were
I was
trash.
like,
They were
G.I. Joe
big.
were like this. Who
Yeah.
doesn't play with
They
us?
had the actual outfits on that you could
Like,
remove.
Take
was a
off and
ball.
stuff and put on.
That's a doll.
That's just a doll.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what
I'm gonna
changes.
tell y'all what messed me up, man. I didn't realize till that documentary that toys were just cartoons were made to sell toys and not the other way around.
Yep.
I was like, yo, like, hold on. They didn't care nothing about these stories. They just want to get these toys going.
That was
Wait,
it.
really?
Yes,
Yeah.
man. It was like, we can't sell no toy without a cartoon. So they make a toy and then hire somebody to write the cartoon just so you would you could see it and then go buy the toy.
It seems like writing the cartoon is way more work.
It's way more work.
Yeah.
So wait, what
They
was
would cancel your cartoon if the toy wasn't selling, regardless of how good the show was. If the
so what
toy
was like that? What was like that? I'm sure Transformers was like
Transformers, they killed off mad favorites just so they could sell some new toys.
Yeah.
Ironhide,
kept doing
Optimus
that.
Prime, they was killing everybody.
But Transformers was toys first? Was Transformers toys first?
they would release them at the same time. They'd have a mini series of the cartoon so they could release the toys. Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, they were all just made to sell the toys.
Did Thundercats
Well,
do that?
Ninja Turtles was a comic book first, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm
it was
saying the
Thundercats.
cartoon, not the. It wasn't. It was a graphic cartoon or a graphic novel type cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so all of these characters existed before, but they didn't get a toy until the cartoon.
Well, now it depends on like Transformers was a toy cartoon combo, and then they had the comics.
Yeah, man.
What else was like that? That's hella interesting.
You gotta watch the toys that made us. It's basically all of them.
I only saw the Star Wars one where they were just remixing other toys, which is just like,
G.I. Joe. I think G.I. Joe was definitely one.
It's crazy.
Power Rangers. I think Power Rangers was one.
Well, the Power Rangers Japan had existed.
I don't know who walked into Hasbro or whatever, Mattel, whoever made those